Good morning, viewer. Welcome to our first TV USA. Here's the breaking news from China. Why CCP's authority in China is linked to Xi Jinping's ability to deliver economic benefits to citizens. Every village should build a road and use it to send the girl child to school. This seemingly anodyne call caught the fancy of the Chinese people and had a transformative effect. A diminutive figure and a compatriot of Chairman Mao, even if 10 years younger, who miraculously bounced back after being purged twice by Mao, was none other than Deng Xiaoping. He came to power in 1978 after the death of Mao Zedong, laid the foundation of a modern prosperous China, but also sanctioned the brutal crackdown in Tiananmen Square in 1989 and became the paramount leader of the Communist Party of China, a nation without holding any public office ever. The party was born amid turmoil, bloodshed and conflict in 1921 at Shanghai. From their early beginnings, the Chinese communists realized that power did indeed flow from the barrel of a gun, except the way it ruled the country and its outlook towards others' country, including India. Opines Gautam Bambwale, former Indian envoy to China. In the process, it has been inflicting tremendous suffering and hardship on the Chinese people. In the last few decades, it has also been engaging in territorial and economic aggression against neighbors and other nations. These traits has become far more pronounced under the stewardship of President Xi Jinping, also assumed office in 2012. As per the latest Pew Research Center survey, unfavorable views of China are at or near historic highs. Large majorities in most of the advanced economics surveyed have broadly negative views of China, including around 3/4 or more in Japan, Sweden, Australia, South Korea, and the US. Looking back, Chairman Mao subjected the country to two monumental internal upheavals: the Great Leap of 1958 and the Cultural Revolution. Chinese textbook omit the story of how the Great Leap Forward was actually the disastrous failure of a harebrained economic schemes by Pew Jiaqing, Chinese civil rights. Fearful villages and local creators started faking reports of big harvests and did not exist. The center collected the surplus living villages with little or nothing. That resulted in hunger, starvation, and the colossal famine of 1960 and 1963, which snapped out 20 to 50 million lives, mostly women and children. The Cultural Revolution between 1966 and 1976 tore the society asunder, with children turning against parents and spouse against spouse. They were condemned for their political views, social status, wealth, or scholarship at the whim or coerced compulsion of others. Forced to confess, tens of millions were subjected to indignities and consigned to hardship, often in subhuman condition. Half to million perished. That's it. The Communist Party is nothing if not resilient. Time and again, it has shown the capability of reinventing itself, especially under powerful leaders like Deng Xiaoping and Xi Jinping. Viewed objectively, Chinese communist regime looks surprisingly resilient. It may be capable of serving for years to come so long as the economy continues to grow and create jobs. The party's historic vision, initially founded as a party of peasants and workers, the Chinese Communist Party has become increasingly diverse. In 1982, it began enrolling university students and in 2002, private entrepreneurs as well. The party relies on three pillars: control of personnel, propaganda, and the People's Liberation Army. Some 70% of its 55.2 million members are men. So are all 7 members of the standing committee of the Politburo. Mao famously said that women hold up half the sky. From day one, the party strove to emancipate girls from regressive social tradition, educate them and induct them into the workforce. By 1990, 73% of the Chinese women above 15 were working, which was among the highest in the world by 2090. The participation level in the world by 2090, the participation level had declined to 61%. Even so, the glass ceiling is a reality. Similarly, in the health sector, the party introduced and popularized the concept of barefoot doctors who were given basic medical training. They served the rural community reasonably well by combining traditional and modern medicine. Mao carried out much needed land reforms, even in a heavy-handed fashion. The Chinese bureaucracy has mostly been disciplined and efficient, a good combination of old Confucian culture and communist drills. BN Das report for Shakti TV USA.